So I'm a pretty active user on VLR.gg, and recently I saw something crazy on one of the forums. It was a user named N4 describing that he made an application to become a 100 Thieves coach and that he'd been ghosted by the Coach 6 and the co-owner Nadeshot. For some context, 100 Thieves recently crashed out of kickoff last week in a pretty dramatic game against NRG. Let's go! And off the back of the game, Nadeshot made some comments about the team not achieving and finding solutions as it clearly isn't working. Now there is more to this, but I'm not going to focus on it in this video, as this M4 thread is actual gold. I want to say don't go and give hate to this M4 guy, even though I think he's completely in the wrong. Don't give him hate, as he's already had enough of it. But he posted this thread saying that he spent 2 weeks putting a tremendous amount of time and effort to create these two analysis reports based on 100 Thieves' Icebox and Fnatic's Haven. He goes on to say despite reaching out to 6, he's been ghosted, and with the recent Nadeshot news, he was compelled to make this post, and I really don't know why he did it, to be honest. On the outside, it looks pretty innocent in that M4 is just frustrated in the way he's been ghosted, but it gets crazier the more you delve in. The two reports he submitted are over 100 pages of analysis for the application, which is just crazy, and he includes valuable information such as where Icebox and Haven are located. Like, why did he include this? You know, I'm sure Zix was thrilling reading that. Trick Aim on Twitter actually pointed this out and said it was AI generated, which I can't say I disagree. Now, I've skim read through the Icebox report, and there isn't a lot of value considering a lot of information is already well known and documented. Like, I'm pretty sure the 100 Thieves coaching team are well aware of what the default Icebox comps are. Now, people were flaming this guy for the size of the reports and sounding AI generated, and people started giving him some feedback. Now, how should you respond to feedback? Should you go, thanks everyone for the feedback, probably made a mistake here, and I will work on my reports in the future? Nah, you don't do that. You go and flame every constructive reply in the thread. Now, if you don't know who GTA is, he's a VCT analyst for Gentlemates and was previously head coach for Team Heretics, so a respected and knowledgeable figure in EMEA Valorant. GTA replied to M4's post with some constructive criticism, basically saying it was too long and teams look for reports that are short, sweet and easy to interpret, and that he uses images rather than text. He even nicely put that I'm sure the effort was appreciated. Now, how did M4 reply? He said 45 VLR readers believe picture books are better than research. I'm shocked. Now that is actually a crazy response considering you just got constructive criticism from an actual analyst in tier 1. Even the replies were like, nobody's attacking you, just take the criticism. It's kind of obvious that this guy is just arrogant and that his ego is hurt, but the next reply was actually insane. So MCE, a former tier 1 coach, now head coach of Maryville University, replied to the thread saying there's a ton of info, but there is not an easily readable amount of information. He actually also gave an example into something that was a lot more helpful compared to a 100-page report saying Haven was based in Bhutan. So M4, with his fragile ego, replied with MCE's coaching stats from his previous teams and their win-loss ratios and said, no offense, but I'm going to pass on your advice. I'm sorry, but how brain dead do you have to be to see genuine feedback and decide to flame them? Like, I'm actually in disbelief. Imagine saying that to a coach who beat Prime Optic in a grand final. So this guy's been getting laughed at by the Valorant community and posted a reply 5 hours after the original talking about a bad breakfast or something. M4 also said that people in positions of privilege should look at his work and applaud it, and I thought this guy's ego wasn't already so high. He said, I tried and produced something of value. It's just weird that you would take 10 minutes of skimming it to try and destroy it. That's some shameful stuff. Do better. Like, calm down, Joey Swall. You created a bad report and people are calling you out for it. There's nothing shameful about that. Your arrogance, on the other hand, though, that is very shameful. It's actually gone pretty popular in the Valorant community. Sean Gers and Minnie and some other creators posted on Twitter mocking it, which is just pretty funny. But yeah, basic TLDR, this guy with an ego thinks he should become a tier 1 coach off the back of a bad report. So yeah, I will reiterate, don't send hate to this M4 guy. Clearly just needs someone to tell him that his behaviour is actually laughable and he needs to drop the ego. So this is actually my first ever video. I want to make more content on Valorant and the pro scene, so subscribe if you're interested, as I've got more content and ideas coming. Thanks for watching, and if anyone wants a link to read the thread, it'll be in the description.